Yeah, and welcome to whatever Papa Stash channel you have landed on. So I'm super stoked to be giving you a sneak peek at the 100 Blues Licks DVD that I'm coming out with super soon. The finishing touches, final editing, all that stuff is going on as I record this message to you. But the real reason I am telling you this is because there are 4 brand new jam tracks down below. There's going to be 8 total. There's 4 a few videos back. So 8 total. They're all going to be on this DVD, and it's going to show you how to take major and minor pentatonic scales and play them over a huge variety of tunes. So you can take that one scale we're all super familiar with and love and apply it to different styles of music. You know, so it sounds like you know what you're doing more than you might. Which is key when you're out there playing live. But no, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, there's going to be over 100 different licks to show you how to diversify the scale we all know and love. So please check it out. On me, 4 more jam tracks down below, totally free. Even if you don't want the DVD, I want you guys out there to have some fun jam tracks to jam over. It's me with a live band, jamming it out, having fun, putting tracks for you out there to enjoy. Share with your friends. Tell everybody about it. Please enjoy them. Catch you next time. All right, so one of the terms you'll hear in blues 1-4-5 songs a lot is the turnaround. And what that is talking about is you're coming from the 5 chord back into the 1 chord, and the whole beat or progression turns around and starts over again. So, for instance, it would be... Right, here we come. Right, and then you go back into the 1 chord where we turn around the progression and start over again. Now, one of the cool things to do is to develop a riff or some sort of a statement where you're following through, and the ear or the listener can pick up, oh, okay, we're about to start over again. Let's do a cool riff to get us back and land flat on our feet back into that 1 chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to step it up a little bit. We're going to add multiple positions in both major and minor pentatonic because this song is perfect for this. Now, one of the things, a little side note I want to talk about, is a lot of times in a 1-4-5, when it's a major-based 1-4-5, meaning... Right, like what we're doing now, over the 1 chord, players will typically play major pentatonic, right? So we got... Now, when it comes to the 4 chord, a lot of guys will go back into minor pentatonic. Then when you come back to the 5, you can either go back to major or throw the kind of hybrid licks in there. Which in this case is going to be our turnaround. So when we're going over that 1-5 turnaround, we're going to throw in major and minor riffs. So we're going to start in position 4 of major pentatonic, and we're going to go through position 2, but with a minor or with a major note in there, right? Our major third. Back into minor position 1, but we're going to throw back in that major third, right? From that A chord. And we're going to end off back into our major pentatonic position 1, where our A chord, the A version is. So let me give you a little context of what it's going to sound like with the music. Okay, so that's where our turnaround is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in on the G string, 11th fret, and then we're going to go to the B string, 10 and 12. So we got... Okay, So G, 11, 10, 12 on the B. Then we're going to go back to 10, 12. Okay, now we're going to jump into position 2 of minor pentatonic, but we're going to add the major third. So we're going to go, let's see, that would be 8 to 9 on the E, and then I'm going to pull off 10 to 8 on the B. And then I'm going to go to the 9th fret of the G. All right, so we got... Okay, so pull off. Then we're going to go 9, G, 10, B, back to 9. So we got... Okay, so all together we got... Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hammer-on and pull-off from 7 to 8 on the B string. I'm going to go to 9 on the G, back to 7 on the B. Now I'm going to go back to position 1 and 2 of minor, okay, which is going to be 9 to 7. So all together we got... This is where we're going to jump back into position 1 of minor pentatonic with a major note. Okay, so that next part is going to be a hammer-on on the G, 5 to 6. Then what I'm going to do is go up to the D and pull off 7 to 5. Then I'm going to do a stacking from A to D on the 7th fret. So that's 7A, 7D, A, back to 5 on the D, and then I'm going to chromatically walk down 7, 6, 5, 4, which brings us back into position 1 of major for the 1 chord where our A shape is. Okay, so we got... Over the music. Again. Alright, so that would be an example of kind of a complex turnaround. Now let's do maybe one with some string skipping and a little more rhythmic oriented, right? That one was just kind of a blazing through it. Let's do one that's a little simpler, but a little more rhythmic. Alright, so let's draw from our previous riff. We'll take the beginning of the previous riff, and then we're going to add to the riff we're going to do now, but we're going to super sugar crisp it and add some string skipping. And then at the very end, a little chord arpeggiation. And I know you're like, wait a second, them words are illegal in these parts. Arpeggiation, as fancy as it may sound, is just playing the notes of a chord separately. So, we'll throw in a little, and you know, arpeggiation, Hendrixization. A little of it, I'm just making up words on the spot. It all kind of is the same thing. So let me show you what the riff's going to sound like. Okay, so all we've done is we've started the riff the same way we began the last one. Okay, so we got... Now what I'm going to do, instead of being in my E chord here, I'm going to slide up and I'm going to hit the 5th of my E chord right here. Okay, and then I'm going to hit another note out of the E chord. Okay, so we got. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide up a whole step with my second finger, but now I'm going to use my first finger. Okay, and then from there, we're going to come down until we get back to the beginning of our progression, where we're going to go over a little arpeggiation. Right where our progression turns around. I know that was a little stalled, but the mind stream was flowing, the words were not. Okay, so here we go. So we got from this point, slide up to the 11th fret on the D, and then we're going to grab the 10th fret on the B. Now we're going to go back to our second and third fingers, where we're going to go 9 and 9, 7 and 7. Now we're going to go 6 and 5. Now we're going to go 4 and 3. So we got. Okay, so let's hear that rhythm again. Now, at the end, when I hit that A chord, I'm just hitting the A chord like this on the bottom 4 strings, where we have 7, 6, 5, and 5. And I'm going to go to an A suspended chord, where I'm just going to add my pinky onto that 7th fret of the G string. And I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to hammer it on, hit the chord, and then I'm going to come back to the D string, and I'm going to hit single D, single G, and then G, B, and E all together. Okay, so one more time with the riff. Now from there, you can take the riff in a bunch of different ways, but that's kind of a similar way to start the riff with two totally different ways to finish the riff in that first progression, or you can throw that in any part of the song, but it's just a way to break up always doing single notes. Plus, for this type of music, you're always going to hear those 2 chord tone little string skipping runs. They're awesome, and they're just notoriously R&B.